Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 5-Minute Gaming News, the show that I'm hoping is under 5 minutes today. We gotta reestablish some sort of balance here, people. Admittedly, the average is off. Today in the news, Jade Raymond, one of the game industry's longtime OG badasses, is making waves yet again. You may know Jade from her time as producer for The Sims Online, or working for G4 on Electric Playground, or starting Ubisoft Montreal and working on the first Assassin's Creed game, or Assassin's Creed 2 where she was executive producer, or maybe even Watch Dogs. She then went on to work at EA on that unreleased Star Wars project that I'm still salty never got released, and then for Google, and finally created her own studio, Haven, in 2021, with Sony investing in the studio as their first game was going to be a new IP for PlayStation. Well, just a year later, Sony has finally said, why don't we just buy your studio? And so they have. Haven Studios is an emerging studio with an exceptional team of talent, and we're delighted to welcome them into PlayStation as our first game development studio in Canada. SIE President and CEO Jim Ryan said, the studio's focus on creating an original AAA multiplayer game will not only flex the power of PlayStation 5, but will further expand upon the diverse catalog of gaming experiences that can only be found on PlayStation. Now, what this all means for the studio and the game they're developing, we don't really know yet. The positive spin is that it's hopefully something that PlayStation saw, and they were like, this is going to be a hit, and so they wanted to invest completely in it. On the flip side, it could simply just be like, studios be buying up studios these days, and this is where we're at. The thing that has me interested is the AAA multiplayer aspect of this game they're designing. I'm not really sure what this could possibly end up looking like or be, but, in that space, it is either a slam dunk hit or a total flop. And so I'm very interested in seeing what they end up producing, because there's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of experience. But is it something that gamers are going to want to play? I guess we will find out together. Also in the news, while we are name dropping Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft is developing some interesting tech that honestly may just be too damn much. At GDC, Ubisoft revealed it's working on a new cloud tech that allows them to create even bigger worlds than what is currently possible in games. And look, moving forward, the article I'm going to reference here is from Kotaku, and usually I'm upset with the sensationalist angle that they try to go for with clicks and the like. But honestly, Kotaku, I agree with them on this one. Ubisoft games, in fact, a lot of games, I feel are too damn big already. As tech improves, as the console generations move forward, open world games are just getting bigger and bigger. I actually went to go look this up because I was wondering, and the average time to beat all the current games that exist is about 35 hours. I've looked this up before because I've been curious about this in the past. And 10 years ago, when I did this, I think for a co-optional podcast episode, I don't remember what I was doing it for, it was like 23 to 26 hours. All I'm saying is, on paper, this seems like a great thing for gamers who want one big game release and to play that game for months and months. Players get a huge experience, game developers get to keep people in their world longer, but a lot of what you're doing while you're in that game for that long is honestly a whole bunch of nothing, just exploring, and most of the time, games don't look like Elden Ring where every 5 minutes you're finding something beautiful. Most of the time, it's the same kind of thing over and over and over and over again. And even then, your world might be beautiful and impressive and a technological marvel, but still maybe too much. And in a world where there are so many games, like just look at February, there are so many games coming out at the same time, there's a serious FOMO if you don't jump to the next one. And a lot of the publicity you're getting from streamers, well, they're moving from game to game to game to game as quickly as possible. And so you might not get the publicity you want. And so the game that you spent all this money and all this time developing this huge world, people could move on before they even try to explore it. And then you're just like wasting dev dollars? I don't know. There is some genuine good here that just isn't old man shouts at long game. It appears one of the goals here is to really just give devs the creative freedom to move past the limits of current graphics cards and a PS5, for example, and just to see what they can come up with. And I'm honestly here for that, as long as it's not a giant world with nothing to do in it. Or on the flip side, just simply too much to do. I know for me personally that when little points of interest appear on a map and there are a bunch of them, I sometimes get overwhelmed, and then rather than do the main story or whatever, I'll just start going from one to the other, to the other, to the other. And I guess that's what they want me to do, but that burns me out so quickly. And so I'll be 100 hours into a game. Like, I still don't know how Skyrim ends. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for all the likes and the thumbs up and the comments and all the support, the sharing you're doing of this. It means the world to me. Seriously, without you, this show is nothing except a guy just saying news and his opinions, which is really everyone on the internet. Also, thank you to everyone over on patreon.com/Jesse Cox. Your support means the world to me as well. Normally, I would say names of people right now, but my wonderful production manager, who has all the information, is in the mountains somewhere with her boyfriend and has no internet. And so I don't know who is next on the list, so I'm not even going to attempt it. So you know what? This is what I'm going to say. So thank you. You?
Thanks.
Anyway, that's it for 5 Minute Gaming News. I'll see you tomorrow.